Hello and welcome to the show. Today we have a video from Ace Nate.
This woman and this woman and this woman that called in all have something in common. They allowed their selfishness and grass is greener curiosity to make a mistake that cost them big time.
I ended up leaving my fiance
How come?
for, I don't know, that's the thing.
Did you meet somebody new?
I did. It was somebody that lived in the area. I got curious about who this person was and I took it too far and I acted on it. And then, ended up leaving my fiance and regretted it almost immediately.
The new guy was only appealing while he was off limits.
I actually just left that other relationship that I was in. And I think I want to repair things with my ex-fiance and I think he does too. But I don't know where to start.
That relationship is a wrap. And if he takes her back, he's a dumbass. She didn't even have enough respect for the guy to separate instead of cheat on him. And later, I want to show you a woman on her wedding day wearing something that's so disrespectful to her husband and such a red flag. He's definitely going to regret ignoring it someday.
So, I have a question for you, my dudes. Are you surprised that the fellow is having some issues getting back with the lady? What you think? Let me know. Should he get back with the lady or not? Does it matter that she's started regretting immediately? But let me remind you, but she actually did it anyway. She did it anyway. Should the guy take her back? What you think, my dudes?
I'm wondering if you're not just in a cloud of guilt and loneliness.
That's the thing. I don't know. I mean,
Then I would pause on trying to run back and fix this thing. I'm afraid it's going to happen again.
I know that's my worry too, and I don't want it to happen again. And that's why, I'm taking the steps to try and figure out why I did what I did. And I just started therapy last week.
Yeah, go to therapy, talk to some gynocentric puppet that's not going to check you on your bullshit and tell you what you need to hear, which is leave that poor guy alone.
I know, but the bigger thing is you making an ironclad commitment. I'm never going to do that again. He can't anchor in and trust you again until you trust you. And you don't trust you right now.
No, he can't ever trust her again. And he shouldn't try. Does this guy not realize she cheated and left him because she believed the other guy was better than him? So in her mind, this other dude was closer to what she felt she deserved, and her fiance was inadequate and needed to be replaced.
Well, I think that the TV or radio host, he's like, you have to know your audience. Imagine he started saying everything off his mind right now, that lady's a bee and is a this and that. The lady will quit the phone call. He needs to keep her on the phone call and get more information for our amusement. This is how the entertainment industry works. So I will not blame the host guy too much. He's just doing his job and he's actually doing it really well.
What she'll do is she'll stay in her current relationship until she's found a suitable replacement. Typically, a woman is looking for an upgrade, a man of higher status than her current boyfriend. So maybe wait until they found a person and then...
Yeah, I think they won't break up with someone in the hopes that they will find someone else of a higher status, but they might break up with someone knowing that they have someone of a higher status. It's
Yeah, and so when she comes swinging back after the other branch wasn't as stable and quality as she thought it was, it's your duty to send that monkey to the ground.
Monkey branching is the phenomenon in which a woman leaves one relationship and very quickly enters into another. And generally, the gap between relationships is so small as to preclude the possibility that she didn't already have the second relationship lined up before she pulled the trigger on the first. Hence, monkey branching, in which the monkey doesn't let go of the first vine until she has a firm grip on the second.
Yeah, I was about to say, is that not called monkey branching? I learned this term, I think, a couple of months ago, and it's a really funny term, but when you start thinking about it and listen to the explanation of the guy, it makes sense. It makes so much sense.
What is something you regret not saying to someone?
Sorry I cheated on you?
Didn't even say sorry to him.
I did, and it didn't feel good, and I wouldn't do it again. I really hurt his feelings, and it was super selfish.
If you can go back in time, what would you have said?
I just wouldn't have done it, because I didn't end up with that person.
Yeah, to her complete surprise, she's not living out the plot of The Notebook.
I wouldn't have stayed with the other person either. I just would have done it the right way.
Why do you think you did it?
I didn't have the courage and the fortitude that I have now, and I didn't know myself that well, and I was scared.
Notice all of that is just her complimenting her current self and giving her past self a bunch of excuses.
Yeah, Nate said it. I was about to say the same thing. What kind of accountability is this? What kind? That's funny.
I thought there was something better out there, and I wasn't ready to leap until I had the other thing.
And there's the truth.
What is the biggest lesson you've learned?
You have to do the work in therapy. You have to understand what, things are your triggers and what upsets you so that you can then not hurt other people.
Calling the decision to try and trade up a trigger, really giving it a level of mystery it doesn't deserve. I've noticed that women love turning their infidelity into some sort of hero's journey, and then their therapy sessions reinforce it. The hero's journey belongs to the men they cheated on. They're the ones forced to rebuild and come out the other side stronger. The women just made bad decisions.
My affair was an escape in a lot of ways. It was also so much deeper. And that's the part that anybody on the outside, if you've never been in this experience before, it's impossible to understand.
An escape. She didn't even leave. She stayed and cheated. Yeah, and wait till you hear what happened when this deep connection left her with something she didn't want to keep.
And the man that I had the affair with, we fell in love when we were 12 years old. It was truly, truly feeling like I'm so seen and I'm so adored in all of myself and looked at in a way that I don't think I had felt with anybody else.
If he was the love of her life since age 12, marrying a different man was a strange way to show it. Also, ask her husband if he felt seen and adored while she was off doing this.
Ooh, that's a good question. How did the husband feel? Yeah, this is what you ladies never think about, don't you? Don't you?
I will never forget the day I found out I was pregnant. And I've never said this out loud, but
maybe you shouldn't.
It was my husband's birthday. The other man was the one that pushed me to take a test.
Yeah, I wonder why it was the other man that pushed her to take a pregnancy test.
Choosing to get an abortion, they didn't get it all the first time. And so I got really sick. And I was sick couldn't get out of bed for over a week. And I had a 1-year-old daughter. And then turns out that I had to go back. And so I had to relive that experience multiple times.
But this was the man she fell in love with when she was 12. He was her much needed escape. He made her feel more seen and adored than anyone else ever had. Their connection was deeper than anyone could understand. This profound, lifelong connection finally created something that would hold them together permanently. And when it was time for all those words to mean something, she folded. Just like her vows.
Now, being on the other side, seeing that all of that had to happen the way that it did, because I needed the bigness and the intensity of that moment to recognize how much I needed to change.
Bigness and intensity is just therapy speak for the amount of destruction she needed before finally considering changing. Because apparently betraying her husband while raising a 1-year-old daughter was not big or intense enough. She had to suffer personally before she fully understood the problem. Now, for her husband, there may or may not have been signs pointing she would do something like this to him in the future. But for this next guy here, the same thing cannot be said. See if you can notice something peculiar about her wedding dress. Just because a woman wears a wedding dress, it does not mean she is a wife. It is not a magic dress. And he's going to soon find that out. And he'll look back and realize the signs were always there.
Holy moly. What has to happen in your mind to wear a wedding dress where everybody can see what you have to offer? My dudes, if you see your lady doing this, she was never yours, it was just your turn. And also, it reminds me so much of the old saying that a man will sacrifice everything to make the family happy. A woman will sacrifice the family to make herself happy. And it's so true in these cases. Even the last lady, she said she has 1-year-old daughter, but she needed to cheat. And I agree with Nate. If you were so in love for the other guy, why did you have the need to marry another guy and have a child, meaning the other guy had money? How much are you willing to bet that the guy she married had the money, had the influence, had the power to raise her up in society and give her what she needed financially? But she really loved the other guy. It's tough out there, and you have to be good on who you select to be your partner. And my dudes, there are good ones out there. I promise you, there are good ones out there, and you have to select them wisely. Anyway, this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you enjoy my videos and do all the YouTube things like subscribe, comment. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.